Women over 50 have experienced decades of love, development, and transformation. You've created careers, brought up families, triumphed over setbacks, and celebrated victories. Every action you do today should be a reflection of the amazing lady you have grown into, and your story is rich. But occasionally, our shoes can subtly hinder us without us even recognizing it. Not only in our gait but also in our emotions. They may feel at ease. They may be known to you, but do they respect the grace you've accumulated over the years? In this video, I want to discuss 7 shoe styles that could be subtly stealing your look. Not in overt or conspicuous ways, but in subtle ways that build up. The good news is that there is always a better option available for every shoe that is no longer functional. One that provides elegance, ease, and self-assurance. This has nothing to do with following trends. It's about making smarter decisions. It's about living in accordance with your beliefs, your personal style, and your life stage. And it's about reminding yourself that you are still radiant, attractive, and evolving with each step. Let's get started. 7 shoes that every chic woman over 50 should consider often and what to wear in their place. 1. Wearing UGG boots every day. Let's begin with a shoe that most of us have had at some point. UGG boots. They're comfortable. They're warm. Additionally, they feel like a foot hug. I understand. Here's the real deal, though. The purpose of UGG boots is comfort, not fashion. They can make an otherwise beautiful ensemble appear carefree and unorganized when worn outside the house, to the grocery store, to a lunch date, or even just doing errands. I'm not advocating that you should never wear them, though. They certainly have a role, similar to when you're unwinding at home, or on the morning of a snowy weekend. However, wearing UGGs can contradict your desire for a sophisticated, put-together look. The attention is drawn downward by their large, formless design. They have a tendency to make your ensemble's overall silhouette flatter. Additionally, they don't go well with more elegant or tailored clothing. You might be at ease. You won't feel confident, though, and that becomes significant over time. What should you wear in its place, then? Choose boots that provide stability and warmth. An excellent choice is an ankle boot made of leather or suede with a modest block heel. Especially if it has a warm lining inside, it still feels comfortable. However, it gives your entire appearance a polished touch. Incredibly adaptable and classic are neutral hues like black, brown, taupe, or even deep burgundy. Additionally, there are lovely waterproof versions that don't appear like hiking gear available if you need something for colder weather. Suede or leather knee-high boots can also be a great substitute. They instantly elevate skirts, dresses, or jeans while keeping your legs warm. You can achieve a timeless, self-assured winter appearance by wearing them with a fitted coat. The idea is that you can look stylish without sacrificing comfort. Both are possible. All you need are the appropriate boots and a little willpower. 2. Shoes with too many decorations. Let's talk about glitter. Because a small amount of it can make a big difference. However, excessive shoe adornment can easily turn your ensemble from sophisticated to overpowering. At first glance, shoes with glitter, rhinestones, big ribbons, or flashy metal accents may appear like fun. Perhaps you purchased them for a gathering. Perhaps you noticed them in the shop window. They sit in the back of the closet, though most of the time, you know in your heart that they're difficult to wear. This is the reality. Shoes with too much adornment tend to focus attention on your feet rather than you, and not always in a positive manner. They might give an ensemble a crowded or even childish vibe. Furthermore, even if they could be in style, they are rarely classic. Subtlety is key to elegance, particularly after the age of 50. Instead of competing with your clothing, you want your shoes to enhance it. Too much activity down there takes attention away from your peaceful assurance. What is a better option, then? Instead of prominent details, look for shoes with subtle ones. A classic loafer with a hint of metal at the toe, a suede flat with a delicate bow, or a soft leather pump with a tiny gold buckle. These looks are sophisticated without being ostentatious. You don't have to fully give up if you like a little shine. Simply pick something more subtle. A velvet flat with a sophisticated brooch or a satin heel with a delicate crystal accent on the back. Charm may be added with those little details without coming across as overdone. Additionally, focus on the content. The richness of shoes crafted from premium leather, plush suede, or even velvet is self-evident. A lot of flash is unnecessary when the craftsmanship is already exquisite. Keep in mind that you are the statement. Your elegance, posture, and presence all reflect your sense of style. Allow your shoes to subtly, boldly, and elegantly support that. 3. Worn ballet flats. Let's take a moment to discuss the ballet flat, a shoe type that nearly every woman has owned at some point in her life. They're easy to put on, simple, adaptable, and even simpler to adore, and they've been our first choice for years for a lot of us. Ballet flats have always felt like the go-to companion, whether we're out for a stroll, breakfast, or running errands. Always there, comfortable and familiar. Here's the problem, though. Even the most trustworthy friends eventually need to be reassessed. Additionally, something that formerly appeared sophisticated and put together can gradually start to work against you when it comes to ballet flats, particularly when they've outlived their usefulness. It may surprise you to learn how common worn-out ballet flats are. Perhaps their toes are scratched. Perhaps they are no longer hugging your feet because they have lost their shape. Or perhaps you can almost feel every crack in the pavement below because the soles are so thin. In any event, these worn shoes have the ability to subtly detract from your complete ensemble. Even if you're dressed elegantly in a midi dress, pressed pants, or a finely fitted blouse, your appearance will also appear worn out if your shoes do. And appearance isn't everything. Many ballet flats provide little to no support, particularly those that are older or less priced. Although they may seem simple at first, they can eventually lead to back pain, foot pain, and even arches that hurt. I've heard a lot of ladies claim that until I changed my shoes, I was unaware that they were wearing me down. This is the tender prod. Those aging apartments may need to be retired. And out of concern rather than condemnation. You deserve shoes that provide you with all the support you need. Instead, let's discuss what to wear. You don't have to give up ballerina flats if you still enjoy their comfort and smoothness. However, you can improve them. Start by searching for pairs composed of premium materials such as suede, real leather, or even delicate woven textiles. These improve your beauty right away in addition to lasting longer. Seek out a toe box with an almond shape or a pointed toe. Your legs appear longer and your silhouette is more elegant thanks to these minor nuances. Think about wearing a classy pair of loafers if you like a little structure. The heavy, rigid loafers of the past are nothing like the ones of today. Contemporary designs are streamlined, adaptable, and fashionable. They are available in deep navy, caramel, and burgundy, among other rich hues. Additionally, they look well with both sophisticated and casual ensembles. You may wear a pair of well-made loafers just as easily as ballet flats, but with a little more help and polish. What's the best part? To look put together, you don't have to give up comfort. These days, several brands create flats with arch support, padded soles, and padded insoles, because they know that health should never be sacrificed for style. Here's another thing to think about. A little lift added. Your entire body sensation can be affected by even a 1-inch heel. This small amount of elevation helps you walk more gracefully, align your spine, and enhance your posture. I am aware that giving up shoes that have been a part of our wardrobe for years might be difficult. Perhaps they bring back memories of a certain period of your life. A vacation, a party, or simply daily solace in the middle of a hectic time of year. That's entirely true. However, I urge you to view this as creating space rather than saying goodbye. It's not a memory loss. You're creating room for others, new actions, moments, and manifestations of your current self. Because this is the reality. Your journey, not just your feet, should be supported by your shoes. They ought to convey your sense of style, self-assurance, and dignity. Additionally, your clothing can change along with you as you continue to mature, change, and enjoy each stage of life, with elegance, beauty, and purpose. Consider this your kind invitation to move into something fresh if you've been clinging to apartments that have seen better days. Something that pays tribute to the sophisticated woman you have always been and continue to grow into. For sky-high heels, let's talk about high heels for a bit. In particular, those incredibly high stilettos that we have all adored at one time or another. You are aware of the type. 4 or even 5 inches. Dramatic, seductive, and sleek. They promise presence, grace, and strength. And they did precisely that for many years. It is undeniable that heels have a magical effect. They increase our height, straighten our posture, and give us the impression that we are becoming our strongest, most self-assured selves. Wearing high heels is like donning armor. According to several ladies I know, they stand up tall, raise their heads, and enter any space with intention. However, many women begin to discover something else over time, particularly around the age of 50. Once uplifting, that same shoe can suddenly feel punitive. In actuality, wearing extremely high heels puts a lot of strain on our bodies. They cause us to lose our equilibrium, putting all of our body weight on our toes and balls of the feet. For a few hours or maybe a few years, that might not be apparent. However, there may be genuine long-term consequences. Back issues, knee pressure, bunions, nerve discomfort, and even instability that makes it almost impossible to walk smoothly. And that only accounts for the physical cost. Something else is going on emotionally. Wearing painful or excessively high heels can make us feel more like actors than real people. It becomes less about being confident and more about presenting a certain image. And grace that necessitates pain? That is not at all elegant. The lovely thing is right here. Discomfort need not be the source of style or confidence. Actually, true elegance has its roots in ease, in being at ease in your own shoes and in your own skin. What is the other option, then? You don't have to completely give up wearing heels. All you need to do is pick them more carefully. Block heels are a great starting point. That slight lift is provided by a 2-inch or 3-inch block heel, which also provides much greater support and balance. You'll feel grounded and steady while maintaining your sense of style. These shoes look great with dresses, slacks, or even a sharp pair of jeans for daily use. The traditional kitten heel is an additional sophisticated choice. This style has endured over time for a reason. Without ever straining your body, a 1.5-inch heel with a pointed toe may instantly elevate an ensemble. It is gentle, feminine, and conveys grace in the most subdued yet potent way. A clever and fashionable substitute, particularly for outdoor occasions, are wedge heels. No more getting buried in the grass during outdoor parties or weddings. You can combine height, support, and style with wedges. Additionally, they are available in a variety of styles, ranging from casual espadrille to sophisticated leather. Then there's something that many of us fail to notice. A lovely set of flat shoes that were thoughtfully and carefully crafted. Any heel can be as stylish as a stylish flat with a pointed toe made of leather or suede. A basic shoe may become a strong fashion statement with the correct shape, color, and quality. In actuality, your movement is just as significant as your attire. You are not free if you are in pain, stumbling, or changing your gait with each step. You're doing okay. And we don't want to bring that kind of energy into this new phase of our lives. We desire simplicity. We desire flow. Knowing that our shoes are supporting us and not slowing us down allows us to enter a room, a garden, or a dinner party with quiet confidence. Therefore, if you have a pair of extremely high-heeled shoes in your wardrobe, consider whether they truly represent the woman you are now. Or are they remnants of an earlier iteration of myself that I have since outgrown? Evolution is not a source of guilt. Indeed, it possesses power. It's not a step back to choose shoes that complement your figure, your way of life, and your self-esteem. It's a positive step that leads to comfort and elegance, and a step toward living your life in complete harmony with your principles. Because attempting to be younger is not what grace after 50 is all about. It's about embracing your true self in a beautiful, unabashed way with each step you take. Section 5. Let's discuss a shoe style that has gained some attention. Plastic or clear heels. Clear or plastic heels. Most likely, you've seen them in fashion magazines or on celebrities. They are frequently promoted as contemporary and adaptable. Shoes that look invisible and go with anything. However, translucent plastic heels frequently convey the wrong image when it comes to classic, elegant design, particularly for ladies over 50. They could appear sleek or fashionable at first glance. Here's the reality, though. In addition to being unpleasant and useless, clear plastic shoes frequently look much less stylish in person than they do in pictures. First, let's talk about comfort. There is no air in plastic. Your feet are encased in a substance that retains moisture and heat when you wear clear heels. This might result in blisters, edema, and sweaty feet. Furthermore, a shoe isn't helping you if it hurts or feels sticky an hour later, regardless of how fashionable it may appear. And then there's the close-up view. Everything is visible because the material is transparent, from pressure points to skin markings. Rather than creating that sleek, minimalist look, these shoes frequently make your feet look awkwardly noticeable. They also have a tendency to get blurry, scratchy, or cloudy with time, which, despite their high price, gives them a cheap appearance. Additionally, the concept of refined maturity is incompatible with plastic shoes. Yes, they are trendy. However, style isn't about following trends after 50. It all comes down to selecting items that exude confidence, quality, and consideration. Seldom do plastic heels meet such criteria. What should you wear in its place, then? Choose opulent, natural materials such as satin, velvet, suede, or leather. Soft suede heels that are nude or blush-toned can be quite adaptable and flattering. A subtle metallic or blue satin pump can provide a lovely touch to an evening ensemble without drawing too much attention to itself. You can also experiment with design elements that give your work individuality, such as an elegant ankle strap, a tiny bow, or a carved heel. These understated details provide intrigue without detracting from your elegant appearance. The objective is to select what will still seem lovely in a year, 5 years, or even 10 years, not to replicate what is popular at the moment. That's what classic style is all about. Not to mention how we feel when our shoes actually help us. You might feel more relaxed, walk more smoothly, and stand higher with the correct pair. You're not trying to hide or adapt to your discomfort. All you're doing is being your best self. Therefore, consider whether these shoes truly represent the woman you are now the next time you are tempted by transparent heels. Because you should wear shoes that are as elegant, sincere, and long-lasting as you are. 6. Let's now discuss a shoe fashion that is really popular right now. Chunky sneakers. Chunky shoes. They are striking, fashionable, and surprisingly cozy. You might even have a pair in your closet already. The kind with bold logos, big designs, and thick soles. It's simple to understand their rise in popularity, particularly among younger people. Here's the real deal, though. Chunky sneakers tend to detract more than they add for sophisticated women over 50. The purpose of these shoes is to create a statement. However, what claim are they making on your behalf? Large sneakers might overpower your body, particularly if you're little or wearing highly fitted clothing. Their hefty appearance draws the eye down and can upset the harmony of the whole ensemble. One look at those big heels may ruin your entire ensemble, even if you're wearing a nice top and well-fitting pants. Additionally, they have a tendency to come out as too informal or even childish. You don't have to completely give up sneakers because of this. Indeed, a sophisticated wardrobe must include both comfy and fashionable sneakers. Selecting the appropriate sort is crucial. Choose simple sneaker styles over big, hefty ones. Soft, neutral-tone shapes that are sleek and low-profile. Consider beige canvas, light gray suede, or white leather. These shades don't detract from the rest of your ensemble and look well with everything from jeans to midi dresses. Seek out companies that emphasize fine materials and understated design. It can feel really professional to wear a pair of white sneakers without any prominent logos. The support and comfort you want are still provided, but the finish is far more elegant. There are also stylish shoes with integrated cushioning and orthopedic features if arch support is important to you. Compared to thin, flexible canvas models, which tend to wear out more rapidly and give less support, leather or suede alternatives frequently offer superior structure and shape without compromising style. And here's something to keep in mind. Both your presence and your comfort are important. You make a strong statement when you select sneakers that are both stylish and useful. In other words, I chose a style that complements my life since I know who I am and what I prefer. You've already put in the effort to arrive in this world with poise, wisdom, and sincerity. Allow your footwear to convey that. While chunky sneakers may be in right now, classic sneakers that are well chosen can last you far longer and perform better. 7. Flip-flops. To wrap out our list, let's talk about a shoe that practically everyone has worn and most likely still owns. The flip-flop. They appear to be the most practical option on a hot summer day because they are straightforward and uncomplicated to put on. Flip-flops are a staple of warm weather life for many of us. Whether we're at the beach, by the pool, or simply going outside to pick up the mail. Here's what we frequently overlook, though. Particularly when it comes to style, convenient does not always equate to appropriate. Flip-flops are not supported, shaped, or structured. Additionally, they can make an otherwise beautiful ensemble appear rushed or even careless when worn outside of their natural environment, such as around town, shopping, or even out to a casual lunch. Perhaps you've already observed this. When you look down, you see that your flip-flops don't go with the rest of your outfit, even though you're wearing a lovely sundress or a good pair of linen pants. Although it's a minor thing, it counts. Because the details are what make a statement, especially after 50. One more reason to think twice about flip-flops. Assistance or the absence of it. The majority of flip-flops don't provide any cushioning, arch support, or foot protection. That thin, flat sole can cause strained arches, foot pain, and even back or knee issues. Eventually, the incessant slapping motion of the shoe, that distinctive flip-flop sound, becomes more than just an unpleasant sound. It also indicates that something is wrong with your gait. What should you wear in its place, then? The good news is that there are plenty of stylish, comfortable substitutes that offer the convenience of flip-flops with a lot more sophistication. Think about a supportive footbed and thin straps on a structured leather sandal. These offer the same feeling of openness and airiness, plus the added benefits of comfort and style. Tan, white, and soft metallics are examples of neutral colors that complement nearly anything. Slides are still another fantastic choice. Choose ones with a modest platform or low heel that are made of soft suede or genuine leather. Without being ostentatious, a modest feature like a woven texture or a gold clasp can improve the overall shoe. Try a wedge espadrille or a sandal with block heels if you want even more support. These styles give you that extra lift and stability, which improves posture and confidence, while yet feeling summery and laid back. Additionally, they complete your ensemble rather than detract from it, unlike flip-flops. Keep in mind that being elegant does not require constant dressing. It entails being deliberate, especially in informal situations. You can still seem put together and sophisticated while remaining at ease and content. Therefore, take a moment to think before grabbing your flip-flops the next time you're leaving. Do these shoes represent how I want to present myself today? For even the slightest decisions, such as what we wear on our feet, convey a message. And you are worthy of sending one that embodies your dignity, grace, and sense of style. I want to leave you with more than just fashion tips now that we've covered the 7 shoe styles that can be subtly undermining your elegance. Because shoes aren't truly at the center of this argument. It has to do with how we present ourselves. It's about the quiet strength that comes from deciding what makes us comfortable, confident, and capable of navigating the world. We have experienced a great deal by the time we are 50, 60, or 70 years old. We have experienced births, deaths, joys, sorrows, second chances, and new beginnings. Through it all, we have been supported by our feet, and they are deserving of thoughtful, considerate, and respectful treatment. Today's shoes serve more purposes than just fashion. They support liberty, freedom to move pain-free, the ability to stand tall in places that used to make us feel threatened, freedom to carry on with our day without feeling uncertain, adjusting, or limping. Attempting to look younger is not the path to elegance at this point in life. It doesn't come from copying what we see in magazines or going along with every fad. It results from being aware of who we are and selecting items that capture our story, our gentleness, and our strength. Something changes when you put on a shoe that actually supports you. Your energy level drops, your stride becomes more fluid, and your attention is diverted from your discomfort. Your day, your presence, and the present are your main priorities. This is what I want you to remember most from this video. The improvement is worthwhile for you. In every small area of your life where comfort and beauty can coexist, not only in your shoes. You should have comfortable shoes that make you feel centered, grounded, and prepared for whatever comes next. That could be entering a family event, traveling to a new place, or just going to the grocery store with a positive attitude. And in the video description below, I've compiled a carefully considered list of shoe options for you to consider if you're ready to look at some stunning, supportive, and classic styles. I've picked these pieces out with care, considering not only how they appear but also how wearing them makes you feel.